there, it's Simone. I'm almost at the end right here of my current planner, which is a, right here, Stalogy A6 notebook in a Hobonichi cover. I don't know why I'm always saying Hobonichi Weeks, but a Hobonichi cover. And I will be moving into a B6 Stalogy probably at the end of June. And this had made me a bit reflective because I am strongly considering my planners for 2021, which is absolutely way too early. I see that, but I was just curious and wanted to reminisce a bit in what I have used in the past. And I came to a very interesting realization. I'm putting this right next here because it has all the things that I wanted to talk about in it. So I started my planner journey when the end of 2015. I moved to the United States in August 2015, and I went to Michael's and purchased a happy planner, and I didn't like it. So I didn't really use it, but I started watching YouTube, and I found YouTube videos by Doris Sander, who used the Traveler's Notebook for her planner then. And that's when I jumped on the bandwagon with that and started using a Traveler's Notebook in December of 2015. So now where is that actually? This one is here. So I started in December of 2015. I didn't have a cover. I just had this notebook. It was an older Coco Daisy insert because their December insert had already been sold out. I just covered the month that was in the front with a hand-drawn calendar, monthly overview, and then I started. And I think what I did, it changed from month to month, but the main setup that I used for a very, very long time with these Coco Daisy inserts, I put a meal plan, I put goals, I put weekly plans. Back then they still had the weeks divided, the first part of the insert divided into these sections, and then in the back I had a shopping list for different places. I had brain dumps, ideas, notes on ideas, and then I had my daily plans or my weekly overview on the back of the pages. And sometimes I wrote more and sometimes I wrote less. Then I need to move my leg, my foot. Then in January of 2016, I started with this monthly overview or insert from Travis Midori. It was still Midori. I added a list book with different long-term projects and lists, wish list, lunch ideas, YouTube ideas, family meals, gift ideas, all that jazz, and a monthly changing insert from Coco Daisy. And I used those all the way to June and July. However, most of these inserts were half empty. I didn't need as much space, and I received these notebooks every month, but I wasn't able to fill them, and I felt absolutely guilty about that. Unfinished pages just for some reason it makes me sweaty. I really as you can see, my planning style seemed to be always the same. Often I wrote appointments, I added stickers, stamps, some doodles right here. Sometimes I wrote a lot, sometimes I wrote less. And it was always very nice to look at, obviously. So this was July, there was June, this was May, also quite empty, but again I added stuff, as you can see. And then April was my favorite. I filled the whole booklet with stuff, some plans, some documentation. I absolutely enjoyed April, and I thought I would be able to recreate that, but for some reason I didn't, and I pressured myself, and so I decided to cancel my subscriptions. And I moved into a grid notebook from Midori and created my notebook the way that I needed it. So the only thing I needed, because I had a monthly book, was a meal plan. Then I had weekly overviews for the whole month, weekly to-do list on the left, on the right, not left. And then each month I would write down stories that I wanted to tell about my children. And that went, so then September goals, September meal plan, weekly overview, stories, and then we moved to October. So I changed the weekly overview frequently throughout this insert, because I was able to look because I wanted, since it wasn't divided into any sections, I wanted to be able to try out as many different styles as I was able to. And so I really enjoyed using this. And then in December, my friend Kathy sent me a notebook, well, actually a file for a traveler's notebook insert that she had designed. And so I decided to try this one out. That's what I did from December through February of 2017. So I had my goals again, I had my meal plan, I tried tracking, and then a monthly overview, and then I had a vertical weekly on here. Again, when I look at this and I look at this or this, I feel like nothing much has changed. It's still very colorful. In the beginning, there's lots of tasks, and then it fills up with memories and stickers. So that's what I did then. I joined the Coco Daisy design team in January, I think, or February, I don't remember, of 2017. And then I went back to using Coco Daisy inserts again. March was still standard size, but again, I decided, since I knew I wouldn't be able to fill the book in the way I used it before, I decided to maybe use it 1 page per day. Then I would be able to easily fill the whole notebook just by using it for planning. What I quickly noticed was that I didn't really need this much room for my daily plans, and so I decided to move to a personal size insert, and that's then. Again, I have decoration, I have to-dos, I have appointments, all mixed on 1 page. I still have my meal plan right here and my goals right here. So I have been very consistent in planning throughout the whole traveler's notebook journey. I use a traveler's notebook from December 2015 all the way through This is December. I don't really know the reason why I went back to the standard size, but all the way through to February 2018, I used traveler's notebooks. And then I was so inspired by my friend Dakshina to go and use pocket rings. And that's what I did. I still have some of them here. That's what I did from March all the way through to September of 2018. I used 1 page, or actually 2 pages per day. So I had a timed schedule right here and to-do list on the right. And I would I would insert 1 cut apart Coco Daisy notebook, the mini Daisy Dory insert. I would cut this apart and put it right in between 2 of these pages. So I would have 2 spreads, well, 1 spread, 1 whole 2 pages for 1 day. Then I always have reasons, right? Then the release of the Japanese planners came around and I found the Jibun Techo. I saw this layout and I fell in love, but I didn't know if this would work for me. So I ordered a A5 notebook and tried to recreate the Jibun Techo spread in the A5 notebook. Also, I needed some place for my notes. I wanted to have trackers, plans, lists in a notebook because I missed that when I was in pocket rings, and the little pocket ring paper size just wasn't enough for me for my lists. And so I thought the A5 notebook would be a really good thing. So then I used that for my planner, or as part of my planning system from September, and that's how I used it then. I blocked the times, I put to-dos, I added things in between, I added some stickers, and that's what I did all the way October monthly tracker, all the way to the end of November, which is all the way back here somewhere, right here, and here. So this wasn't very colorful, but that was also the week or the months. I started in October when I started working. So I was very colorful when I didn't work, but when I started working, this went back to basics, but I was still able to use it. It would still work for me. And that is something that I really appreciate. A planner that works pretty, and also a planner that works when there's no pretty inside, and it still works for me. So once I ordered the Jibun Techo, it started in the last week of November. And then I went into this planner for the month of December of 2018, all the way through to December, the 31st of December of 2019. I was in this planner for a year. I used it on and off. I used it all the time, but I used it more effectively and less effectively in the same year, obviously. Some months it worked really well. And then there comes a phase, which is, let me check where that is. I think it's around May and June, where here, this is empty, where it didn't really work as much anymore. However, I have to say that May usually is a really, really hard month because it's the last month of school. My kids are done. They are powered out. I am done. It is hot. And so this is just an indication of that we're just not fully, we're just surviving and not doing anything else. And then we went on vacation so I didn't take my planner there. And when we got back, I put a brain dump right here, and then I slowly started back using it, and it went really well from then on out. So the second half of the year, I really used this to its full potential. As you can see, the pages are full. There is stickers, there is to-dos, there's stuff that is crossed off, and I really enjoyed using this planner. However, I did not really use a lot of the monthly spread, as well as the tracker that is built in, and all of the other amazing lists that are included that can totally work for you or that are not working for you. I used the Jibun Techo idea book for my lists, and when I started, I think that was also in I think in October or even September, after we moved, I put a next action item for my monthly plan in here, and that worked really well. So I didn't use this planner, or didn't plan to my full potential, and once I started with that, I was able to use it a lot better. And then I would take notes in this idea book for things that I wanted to do, ideas or thoughts that I had that I needed to move to other lists. All of this was in here, and this is actually how I'm using my planner, still using my planner. I have this A6 notebook, and it is, I have a cleaning list, I have a next actions list, I have a monthly overview, I have a budget page, ideas list, and then my weekly and daily plans. And every month after I do a review, I start a new ideas and next action item and all of that. All this to say that I was super surprised by the fact that I always, don't laugh please, categorized myself as a functional planner. And then I flip through these, and well, this is pretty, but the stuff is just pen. But still, it's like, it doesn't really look functional. It looks super prettied up. Is this functional? Well, yeah, there's more pen. But all through my planning career, I have used lots and lots of stickers, character stickers, activity stickers, all of that. And that is exactly what I enjoy doing right now. I enjoy this hybrid of planning, decorating, using this as a planner in the beginning of the day, and once the day is continuing on, and I don't need this rigorous to-do list anymore because I'm checking it off as I go. It flows into this journal. So that's the reason why I'm actually considering using a Hobonichi cousin next year. I could use the daily pages for lists, for notes that need further exploration, and I could journal and be super creative in it. I could use the weekly spread, the weekly overview as I had it in here for my main plans. I could use the months for all of that, and then on the daily pages I could journal, detail, plan, and be creative. And it's super appealing, and yeah, I would love to hear what your thoughts are. How have you evolved as a planner? Is it always the same and you just didn't notice, similar to the way I was super surprised about what I have in my boxes? Or is it totally different? Are you changing frequently and just haven't found your groove? I feel this going back in time and looking at all the things has really shown me that the way I plan, the way I think about planning, and the way I think about approaching projects hasn't really changed. The only thing that has changed is the way I write it onto paper, and also the way that I am trying to build on what I have done and refined and perfected it more, so that all of these things that I do for planning and goal setting work together, so that I can be not necessarily more productive, but more satisfied with each and every day. That was some kind of lecture now. I hope you still enjoyed looking back at all the different things with me today. I surely did when I looked through it all. Maybe it's something that now that we have time for these things, you should do too. Go and grab your boxes from the back of your closet and look at all of your planners and how you have changed over time, and what was important then and what is important now. I will see you soon. Until then, bye.